Hi students, we are going to proceed with our revision. I am going to choose the topic in chapter 1, balancing of equations by oxidation number method. As some of you felt that it is little tough, so I want to proceed with that. So first you must know what is oxidation number. What is oxidation number? It is the charge acquired by an atom or element after losing or gaining electron. So if an atom is going to lose an electron, it will get a positive charge, plus 1 charge. If it is going to gain an electron, it will get minus 1 charge. That is the oxidation number of that element. So the number of electrons which could be gained or lost by an element with its charge. If it is going to gain electron, the atom will gain a negative charge. It will get a negative charge. If it is going to lose electron, it will get a positive charge. That number of charges is called oxidation number. In a reaction, the oxidation number of an element in its compound may increase or decrease. If there is increase in oxidation number, which means, see, oxidation number is going to increase, there will be loss of electron. Why? Because when the electrons are lost, it gets a positive charge. The electrons are lost, it gets a positive charge. So naturally it is called increase in oxidation number. For an element in the elementary state, the oxidation number is 0. See, if that element is going to lose electron, 2 electron, say calcium is going to lose 2 electron, it will get plus 2 charge. Before the charge carried by it was 0. Now after losing electron, the charge carried by calcium is plus 2. Then there is increase in oxidation number due to loss of electron. We all know that loss of electron is oxidation. So in oxidation reaction, there will be increase in oxidation number. So vice versa for reduction. So whenever there is decrease in oxidation number during a reaction, that means the oxidation number is reduced. So why? Because the negative charge is gained. Electrons are gained by that element or atom. Then it is called reduction. Okay. So oxidation is accompanied by increase in oxidation number. Reduction is accompanied by decrease in oxidation number. Always in a reaction, the number of electrons lost will be equal to number of electrons gained. So when an element is losing electron, where will the electron go? It will be gained by some other element. So always oxidation and reduction go in hand with each other. So number of electrons lost will be equal to number of electrons gained in a particular chemical reaction. Okay. So now we have learned the basics of oxidation number and redox reaction. What will happen to the oxidation number value during a redox reaction? The basics we have learned. Now we are going to proceed with the balancing of equations by oxidation number method. What are the steps? It may be difficult to remember the steps which is carried out, but when you work out a problem, you will understand these steps. So just for formality's sake, I will tell you the steps. First, identify the elements on reactant side and product side which undergo oxidation and reduction. So while doing the problem, you will understand the step very well rather than just reading it as a step. And next is cross multiply the number of electrons lost and gained on reactant side. Why? So already we know that number of electron lost is equal to number of electron gained. See, one element is going to lose electron, another element is going to gain electron. So this should be compensated. See, for example, one element is going to lose 2 electrons. Another element can gain 3 electrons, but only 2 electrons are lost by this element. You cross multiply, it will be balanced. So this is how you can equate the number of electron lost and number of electron gained, okay, in a reaction. And then next step is balance the products based on the reactant side. So we are doing all the first 2 steps on the reactant side. Then you have to balance the number of molecules of the products based on the reactant side, like how you do for a hit and trial method. Okay, normally how will you balance equation? So like that you have to balance the products based on the reactant side. But while balancing the products, you need not balance hydrogen and oxygen initially. Next, after balancing the products based on the reactant side, next step is to balance hydrogen and oxygen atoms on both sides. Balance hydrogen and oxygen atoms on both sides. Now, I have written two examples for calculating oxidation number. So, how to calculate oxidation number? This you have learnt already, the steps, what are the rules for writing oxidation number, under that you might have studied. You again refer that in your book, it is given. I have also given class notes for that. We have done so many examples, refer that. Two examples I have given here. See, first potassium permanganate KMnO4. I do not know the oxidation number of manganese. How will I know oxidation number of potassium and oxygen? It is given in the rules. Alkali metals have only +1 oxidation state. Potassium is an alkali metal. Oxygen mostly it will exhibit -2 oxidation state, except in case of peroxides. So here the oxidation number value of oxygen is -2, potassium is +1, manganese I do not know, so I am going to find out. So 1 plus, we already know that the total oxidation number of every element, every atom in a molecule is equal to 0. Okay, or if it is an ion, it is equal to the charge carried by the ion. Now this is a neutral molecule, so it is equal to 0. So 1 plus Mn plus 4 into -2 is equal to 0. Finally you get Mn is equal to +7. This is the oxidation number of manganese in potassium permanganate. Okay, you try for K2MnO4, potassium manganate, find out the oxidation number of manganese. It is different. Okay, now another compound, potassium dichromate. Again potassium we know, oxygen we know, we do not know the oxidation number of chromium. So potassium 1, so 2 into 1 2, chromium 2 chromium atoms are present, so 2 Cr, 7 into -2 become -14. Finally chromium, the oxidation number is +6. So this is how you will calculate the oxidation number of unknown elements in its molecule, in a compound, okay, by having the oxidation number of the known elements. Now this is how I will calculate the oxidation number. I am going to apply this for balancing equation. Let us see an example for balancing chemical reaction based on oxidation number. So this is a chemical reaction where potassium dichromate, potassium reacts with potassium iodide. Potassium dichromate along with sulfuric acid is an oxidizing agent, and it oxidizes potassium iodide to iodine. So byproducts are potassium sulfate, chromic sulfate, iodine, and water. Iodine is the main product, that is the potassium iodide is oxidized to iodine. Now let us calculate the oxidation number of some elements. So for chromium, so some elements where there is change in oxidation number on the reactant and product side, those elements only you have to note. Okay, so here chromium, the oxidation number is +6. We have done that. Okay, and on the product side, just see chromic sulfate. Sulfate, it is a radical which carries a charge -2. 3 sulfate radicals will have 3 into -2 will become -6. So 3 into -2 become -6. 2 Cr is equal to +6. So 1 Cr will be equal to +3. You try calculating that. So finally the oxidation number of chromium in chromic sulfate is +3. Here the oxidation number of chromium is +6. Here it is +3. There is a change in oxidation number, so I have to note down what is happening for chromium. Here you can see +6 is reduced, decreased to +3. Okay, so there is decrease in oxidation number. Whenever there is decrease in oxidation number, there is gain of electron. So this upward arrow indicates that chromium is gaining electron. How many electron? +6 +3 there. So altogether 3 electrons are gained. So there are 2 chromium atoms, so 2 into 3 electron. Here potassium iodide. Iodine has a -1 oxidation state. But let us see iodine here, it is a molecule. It exhibits only 0 oxidation state. So here it is iodine -1, here it is 0. So -1 to 0 is increase in oxidation number. So whenever there is increase in oxidation number, there is loss of electron. How many electron? 1 electron. -1 becomes 0, so it loses only 1 electron. So here 2 into 3 becomes 6. Here 1. Cross multiply these values in order to stick on to the fact that number of electrons lost is equal to number of electrons gained. So what will happen? K2Cr2O7, because it is multiplied by 1, it is the same. 6 into Ki plus H2SO4, the product, same thing you are writing here. Okay, and after that, what is the next step? So we have done first step. What is the first step? First step is identify the elements where there is change in oxidation number on the reactant and product side. Okay, now I think you can able to understand the steps carried out in balancing. What is the second step? You write, you cross multiply the number of electrons lost and number of electrons gained, okay, in order to equate them, and that is the second step. So that we have done. And what is the third step? Based on the reactant side, we are going to balance on the product side. Here 6K, here 2K, altogether 8K. So 8K becomes K2SO4. So 8K becomes 4K2SO4. 4K2 is equal to 8K. So the potassium is balanced. And the Cr2SO4 thrice, same thing I am writing, because 2Cr, here also 2Cr. So same thing I am writing. And look at iodine, here 6I. Here on I2 becomes 3I2 in order to balance 6I. Plus water, presently I am not balancing. And next step, okay, so I am going to balance for sulfate also. Look at the sulfate. Here on the product side, just see 4SO4 and here 3SO4, altogether 7SO4. In order to balance for sulfate, I have written 7H2SO4 in the next step. So here 7H2 is there. Now in the next step you can write, or I have written here only, 7H2 becomes 7H2O. Now check for the elements. 2K, 6K, product side 4K to 8K, balanced. And then 2Cr, here also Cr2, balanced. And here 7O, product side just see 7H2O, 7O is there, balanced. And then here 6I, here product side 3I2, balanced. 7H2, product side 7H2, balanced. 7SO4, product side 4SO4, 3SO4, 7SO4, balanced. Hence the equation is balanced. So this is how you have to do the balancing. This is one example. Another example quickly I will say, I think you will be able to understand. Potassium permanganate, manganese oxidation state is +7. The product manganese dioxide, the oxidation state is +4. 2 into -2 is -4, and manganese will naturally have +4 oxidation state. Altogether the oxidation state total is 0. So naturally manganese will have +4 oxidation state. Sodium sulfite, Na2SO4, yes, will have oxidation state +4 because that compound is alone changing in the product side, Na2SO4. So yes, will have +6 oxidation state. So there are change in oxidation number of manganese and sulfur on the reactant and product side. So manganese here +7, here +4, there is decrease in oxidation number, naturally there is gain of electrons. 7 minus 4, 3 electrons are gained. And here there is only one manganese, so I am just writing 3 electrons. Here sulfur, here it is +4, here it is +6. That means that there is increase in oxidation number, so the electrons are lost. How many electrons? 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. 2 electrons. Cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you get 2 KMnO4, 3 Na2SO3 gives MnO2 plus Na2SO4 and KOH. I am not balancing the product side initially. First I have just cross multiply as it is given in the second step, and then balance the product side. See here 2K is there, and here I am balancing it for, so here it is 2 Mn is there, I am balancing it for MnO2, I put 2 MnO2, and here 3 Na2 is there, so same thing I am doing, 3 Na2 SO4. Here 2K is there, I am balancing for potassium hydroxide, 2 KOH. Okay, so finally let us check 2K, and here 2K balanced, 2 Mn, here 2 Mn balanced, 2 4s are 8O, here 2 2s are 4O, and here 6O, not balanced. And then, so altogether 2 4s are 8O, and here 3 3s are 9O, altogether 17O. Here 2 2s are 4O, 3 4s are 12O, 12O plus 4O, 16O plus 2O, 18O. Here this side it is 17O, here it is 18O. Then one oxygen had to be balanced. Similarly, 2 hydrogen had to be balanced. In order to 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen gives water. That should be added on the reactant side. So only we have added 1 molecule of water on the reactant side. So finally, the whole equation is balanced. Okay, so this is how you have to do the balancing of equations by oxidation reduction method. Hope you have understood. It's a tricky concept. If you want to have a better understanding, you have to repeat watching the video. Definitely you will be able to understand. Thank you children. Have a good day.